Hello, we're back. It's been a long week, two, three. It's been a while since I last filmed. If you don't know, hi, Collector Creations. This is obviously the Blu-Ray Haul one because obviously I've still been buying some Blu-rays and I've got a good handful in. I've still got some expected from Rare Waves. I've also just ordered recently, which won't be coming until October, but I want to give them a shout out immediately before I forget. New Wave Video, friends of mine actually down here in Melbourne who have, actually, are they in Melbourne or are they in Sydney? Ooh, one of the two. They're in Australia. It doesn't matter. They've got their pre-orders for Rubber Love and Strange Circus, which are two Japanese films. They even went to Japan to film interviews with the people who made the films. They're like 4K restorations, a whole bunch of shit. So check them out. Very new stuff. They finally had their pre-order drop for the first two things with t-shirts, and Spine 3 and 4 are coming along eventually. So exciting. I'm keen for them to come in, but of course if they come in October if they come in at the end of October, I won't be able to review them till like maybe the week of Halloween because I won't be in the country. But if they come in at the start of October, I'll be able to review them, which will be great. So anyway, yeah, if you did watch my August update video, the whole August will be busy. It still is busy. I've passed the weekend of constant work. I'm hoping that tomorrow, being Friday, is my first day off in about 3 weeks. I'm very tired. I've also done one MIF session so far. I got 2 more on Saturday and then another one the week after, so that'll be great. I don't know when this will come out. I kind of want all the other stuff from Rare Waves to come in, but that usually comes in per day. And the first one's come in, so if the other 4 come in tomorrow, great. If not, gonna have to wait another week for this to come out, or another couple of days. So we'll jump on to Criterion stuff, then a Grindhouse releasing, then stuff from the DVD Hub. I've never ordered from them before, so that's great. So let's do Criterion stuff, which I got from Amazon during a sale. We got Moonstruck. That's our first one. These ones were meant to come in like 3 weeks ago and came in a week ago because they just hadn't gotten to Australia for like a whole week, which is very strange. Either way, this is a 4K restoration. I don't think we screened this at the Cinemaniacs this year. We did screen the film, I don't think we screened the 4K restoration. But I've seen the restoration before on the Criterion channel, and it looks fantastic. It's a great film. It's a really nicely done set. It's a whole big essay with some nice photos of the cast, which is cool. Nice, like, family photos. For the first time, I think, ever, I actually heard someone complain about this style of, essay. They didn't like it, like this being folded out. My least favourite for Criterion's are the ones that are posters with the essay on the back. I don't like that because if I put the poster up, I can't read the essay. Very rarely does it happen, but, yeah. But this one's a classic. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's very nice. It's disappointing that it's not a UHD, but it is still a 4K restoration, which is really nice. So, yeah, a bunch of special features as well. So, I'm happy to finally have it on physical. Then we have Paris is Burning, the controversial documentary. This one I got because Peter suggested it. Him and I were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, and he was asking if I'd seen it, which of course I hadn't. It's a 2K restoration by a director, and he told me why it was controversial. Like, it's a good depiction of its subject matter, but it's depicted by someone who isn't actually part of the community, which is really interesting. So, but apparently it's still quite interesting. It's only 76 minutes long, and I've been wanting to watch it for quite a while now, so it's got a very, very chunky booklet. Very chunky. I think it's over about 40 pages, which is very interesting. So, yeah, I like my documentaries. Oh, yeah, this is the one about voguing. That's where that whole thing comes from. Yeah, so I can't say I love, like, the cover yet. I feel like there could be more iconic artwork or something, because just, like, it being, like, a still from the movie feels a bit lackluster, but maybe it's a really iconic moment or something, but it doesn't scream out to me as something I would have picked up immediately. But the title, Paris is Burning, does stick out, so I'll give it that. We got Beast. This and the next one are my first 2 Junus contemporaries. again, ones I was going to watch on the Criterion channel. Couldn't be bothered in the end. Ended up getting these were all like 25 to 30 bucks each, which I was really happy with. And this one is 147 minutes long, with a new director, interview of the director, plus a little booklet, kind of. Is it even really a booklet? It's a very small booklet. That's literally like 2 pages long. But yeah, it's interesting because the artwork is their logo rather than, at least I'm pretty sure it is. I'll check on the next set as well. I think, I thought that this was a 4K restoration. It's got so many, look at all the fucking logos. Oh my god. But yeah, so many people produce this, it's kind of crazy. Probably could have waited and watched on the Criterion channel, but I didn't really feel like it. But yeah, we got Evil Does Not Exist. This is the other one. I got this because I have seen Drive My Car. I've technically seen this film. Technically, I've seen a different cut of it by the woman who did the music. Is it Aiko? I think it was. I'm trying to see. The text is really small. My god. Aiko Ishibashi, who also did the original concept for it, she did her own version, which was like 90 minutes or something, with a brand new score. Disappointingly, not on this release. Yeah, no, I was right. The artwork on the disc is exactly the same. Just obviously has the name of the movie on it. And again, a 2-page long little document, and just a interview of the director. So I feel like this is where Criterion and Junus are going to put their like least developed kind of stuff. Like this is like it's launched on physical, but it's like there's not much to it outside of it having this one Japanese and English subtitles, and an interview of the director and a trailer. There's not much else for it. Like I wouldn't pay $40 for this, and I was happy to pay $20 odd, but it's still really weird. Like, I again, have only seen the other cut of the film, so I haven't even seen this version yet. And it's just nice to have it for that reason. But, yeah, it's just strange. I don't know how many more of these Junus contemporaries, which are also unnumbered. I don't know how many more I plan to buy. Junus? Is that even how you pronounce it? I have no idea. I don't know, who cares? But, it's just worth noting. You know what? This is the big boy. So we're going to do the big boy now, because this is just the order in which I got these. I still haven't opened this. I've had this for like a week and a half. I've just been so busy. I got the Beyond. This is the 4K from Grindhouse releasing their huge monolith set. Not their biggest one, because they had that one, which this is their standard deluxe edition. Standard and deluxe in the same sentence. Doesn't make any sense to me. But I got this from Outrun DVD. Because I felt like it. I don't think I got it with anything else. I actually went for their whole site and I just couldn't find anything else I wanted. And I wanted to get this because I was like, look, I really like Fulci's films. I don't love The Beyond. I do think it's very good, but I think maybe my expectations were too high for it the first time I watched it. And I did watch the Shameless Blu-ray, which was a 2K restoration, which I didn't dislike, but I've heard a lot of people be more critical of it. But obviously this one is a brand new 4K scan. It comes with a CD soundtrack. It has like 3 different cuts: the theatrical cut, a composer's cut, which is like exactly the same film, just a different score. The CD also has the composer's cut soundtrack, which I think that's it. It just says new composer's cut soundtrack album by Fabio Frizzi, remastered from the original studio master tape. So I guess if you don't like the composer's cut or its music, you won't like the CD, but it's there. New 4K scan for the original Techniscope camera negative, archival 5.1 mix, surround sound remix, interesting. 3 different commentaries, all of the featurettes. A lot of them were from the Shameless release, so basically everything that was on the Shameless release is on this release. I think it basically has like one of the commentaries is on here, 2 or 3 of the interviews are on here as well, so I wasn't having any reason to keep that version. I'm looking over there because that's where it is. It's right over there. It's in eyesight. Has a 100-page booklet, has a bonus DVD, 7 Doors of Death, the notorious Aquarius releasing version presented in the original analog 1-inch video master accompanied with interviews. So let's take a look. Woof. it is a chunky set, like insane. Really nice artwork as well. I mean, if you haven't seen the film, it does catch your attention. It's one of those films where it's like most iconic shots are like the very end of the film, so that's kind of could ruin the film for you. It has a booklet as well. Lucio Fulci, Ladalia. I'm Australian. Anyway, okay, can't show you the first page because it completely ruins the ending of the movie, but it does have several essays in it. A Tenenbaum booklet written by Martin Bain and Jesper Morch. Without showing that, it's got a bunch of credits there, and then it just goes into the movie with some behind the scenes stills, a lot of writing, different posters. I like different posters. Oh, it actually tells you the different countries as well. Pakistan and Thailand, Germany and Germany again. A couple for the American ones, because the American cut was called The Seven Doors of Death. And then what it inspired and everything. So it's... Oh, there's some really gnarly images on here. I can't show that on YouTube. And again, shows the end of the film again. Thank God I've seen this movie. This booklet would just ruin the whole ending of the film. Yeah. That's nice. Nice, good read, probably. Now, this one I'm a little concerned about because I've just noticed the discs slide out very easily. This is the book it comes in. It looks like a book. Take notes, imprint. This is how you could do your never-ending story set. This is the original theatrical version and the composer's cut on a 4K UHD. As you can see, the disc is right there. That's a little concerning. Like, it doesn't go any further in, which is probably good, but it's still a little concerning that it could scratch. This comes... Oh, I like that. It tells you the commentary tracks, all 3 audio commentaries, interviews, 31 minutes long, the Fabio Frizzi's cut, and Beyond Simone Scafidi, an hour and 5-minute long interview. Gee whiz. As well as chapter titles. Disc 2 is again the same stuff, with all the same stuff, just got a different poster there, which is nice. Disc 3 is more extras. I like how it's got another different poster on the inside, telling you the runtime for all of the interviews, plus trailers as well. Disc 4 is archival extras. A lot of extras and a long... This is several hours of runtime for these extras, which is insane. 7 Duels of Death. This is actually a DVD. That's on... Oh, right, because they said it was a bonus DVD, didn't they? I was going to say, that's unusual, but no, it did say bonus DVD. I know, I'm a little stupid. There's a whole crossed out section called Lucio Goes to Lunch. That sounds interesting. The Beyond in the Age of Aquarius, which is 39 minutes long, and then a trailer, and then the composer's cut. Oh, so it has the composer's the soundtrack, separate disc. That's a very Evil Dead 2 artwork. And then it just talks about the film. That's actually really nicely set up, but very concerning that you can see very easily just all the disc's edges coming out there. So, luckily it doesn't reach the edge of there, so I'll give it props there, and of course, when you put it in the set, you just put it, like, straight in. So I'd say always keep it either upright or on its base, but I wonder if that could be a potential problem, because I didn't see anyone criticizing that element of it, like, that no one was saying that the discs were sliding out, or the discs were scratched, because this was a US exclusive that you could only get, I believe, in the US and Canada, from Grindhouse release, and I got it from Outrun because I couldn't get it from their store directly. If there is problems with it, I don't know who I'd contact about that. Would I contact, like, Grindhouse directly and say, hey, your disc is scratched? Or would I talk to Outrun about it? I don't know. That's one of the fears I have as someone who has to import a lot, so, I guess I'll find out, because I know Scream Factory are very picky and don't let you do replacement discs. The first from Rare Waves, which was one that Viavision had done a release of, and I did have a previous DVD copy. The DVD copy is identical. It's Police Squad. I just realized I don't have the Blu-ray. Like, I didn't need the Blu-ray. I imported the British DVD 6 or 7 years ago. Love this show. I prefer it to the films. I absolutely love it. If you haven't seen Police Squad, you need to get it. And to my knowledge, I think there was a criticism with the Australian Blu-ray at the time that it was missing an episode. But then I looked it up, and it actually wasn't missing an episode. It's all 6 episodes. The Substantial Gift, Ring of Fear, Butler Did It, Revenge and Remorse, Rendezvous is at the Big Gulch, and Testimony of Evil. But it also comes with like all of the audio commentaries and all the interviews. And I just figured, you know what, I love this show. I prefer to have it in high quality. I can give my DVD to a friend. Not too much complaints there, at least from me. And I can still put it on the shelf. I don't know if I'd put it next to the Naked Gun trilogy, I have them for individual cases. So, yeah, but I highly recommend this. If you like the Naked Guns films, this is better. It's also 144 minutes long, so it's just longer than one of the films, and is it just longer? Probably more long. It's maybe the length of 2 of the movies put together, but still, just shy of that. But highly recommend it. It's very funny, and I got it from Railways for like $20, which is really good, because again, the Australian version from Viavision, which is exactly the same transfer and everything, is out of print, but this is still pretty easy to find from Railways, so at least in the UK. So I was happy with that. And obviously I've ordered a bunch of other stuff that's also coming from Railways, so that'll be hopefully in the rest of the video. DVD Hub. I had never ordered from them before. I had always thought that they were dodgy, but they've kind of, at least to my knowledge, picked up their game. Like, they've got a lot of UK releases, they've got a lot of Disney releases, so if you're in Australia, I actually do recommend them. They're in Queensland. Doesn't take them too long to post things. Everything came bubble wrapped in a box. With padding on either side. Like, they went out of their way, and I got 3 releases from them. I was only after 1, but then found the other 2 because they had a 2 for $50. So let's dive in, and we'll start with the 2 for $50 first. Okay, so worth noting, these come with slipcovers, which is great. These are the UK versions. This one is Lair of the White Worm, which they're both Vestron releases. If you haven't seen Lair of the White Worm, I highly recommend it. If you like Ken Russell's films in general, it's a fucking banger. I watched this for my birthday a couple of years ago because it was on the Criterion channel. I don't think I'd ever seen a Ken Russell film. This is well before I'd watched The Devils, and I've seen now Tommy and a couple others of his films by now, Altered States as well. Highly recommend him as a filmmaker. Really good films. And I watched this, and I was just like, this is fucking nuts. So I've been waiting years to buy it, and Vestron had it, and look at that. It comes in a slipcover. And this is also in shrink wrap. Oh my fucking god. So they're both in shrink wrap. But hey, a slipcover, that's nice, I guess. I mean, I'm not really getting much extra, but it's just kind of... I don't really care for the slipcovers, but it's nice. Sure, why not? I think it's more amusing to me because these are UK releases, and usually Vestron, at least not anymore, but they used to be, they are now strictly US and from their one website, and it's super hard to get what they release, and I know that they did a release from All of Me, which I haven't gotten, which I'm going to get from Umbrella instead, honestly. It was $87 without shipping to get their copy of All of Me from Outrun, which was absolutely fucking nuts. My only annoyance is that Lee had produced like one of the video essays, and it was going to be one of the last films to get from my collection for that. But I'm getting the Australian version instead, which doesn't have the video essay that Cerise made, but that's fine. Okay, so it's a very basic stuff on the inside. The reason I decided to buy this in the end was because of all the special features it came with. Like, I know it's not the greatest print and everything, but again, I've only seen it on the Criterion channel, so anything will be better than that to a degree. But you get an audio commentary with the director, and also with Lizzie Russell, in conversation with filmmaker Matthew Malaya. I should double check. I'm friends on Facebook with his, I was going to say ex-wife, widow? Because, well, he died and they were still married. Featurette Worm Food, the effects of the Lair of the White Worm, interviews with the editor and one with actress Tammy Davis, and then some trailers from hell featuring producer Dan Ireland. So, some good stuff. Can't go wrong with a good, easy Blu-ray. Vestron aren't huge on doing like amazing restorations or anything, but it's just kind of nice to have them. They're like imprint if they weren't so fucking expensive. Except now that they are, because they're only on their one website, which sucks. Same goes here. We got Return of the Living Dead Part 3, which comes in a slipcover. I'm going to keep this in plastic for now. It's really annoying that they both come in shrink wrap. So you get audio commentary of director Brian Yuzna, actress Melinda Clark, makeup effects supervisor. Okay, so it's either 3 different commentaries or it's 1 commentary per person. I don't know. It's not stipulating. You get a conversation with the director and the screenwriter, interviews with special effects artists, interviews with production executives and a couple of people. So it's got another good, healthier range of special features, which is cool. And I have enjoyed both of at this stage, Return of the Living Dead films. I've watched Part 1 several times because it's a fucking classic. I've watched Part 2 only once. I know the Astor is doing it this year as part of their Spooktober, but I did watch it for Monster Fest, I believe it was, either late last year or early this year, and that was fun. I just watched that with some friends, and it was fucking hoot and holler. So not as good as the first one, but it feels more Spielbergian in a way, with like it being in like just the housing area that it's in, like E.T. and Poltergeist and stuff like that. I know Poltergeist isn't Spielberg, but like that feel. Housing development? I think that's what it's called. Last but not least for this clip, Deep Blue Sea, the 4K limited edition UHD, which sold out from Arrow's website. There is no good way to put a knife in this, is there? Because it's that very particular type of slipcover. That'll do. Now, I wasn't going to get this. I had no interest. I am kind of happy I did get the UHD in the end, or at least I wanted the limited edition. I knew that much because I was looking at Bill Ackerman's list for Letterboxd for all the films that Lee worked on, and it was recently updated as of like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like thinking, what did I miss? What the fuck did I miss? I missed this, and he stipulated what exactly Lee had done. So it does have that sleeve, which I know people hate now because I don't mind it. It's interesting because people hate J cards, and this is like a replacement for a J card instead. It's like, haha, now you can't get rid of it. Why people would, I don't understand. It tells you what's on the fucking thing. With a barcode as well, I know that realistically you can just look at the standard case and then flip that around and you get all the same information there. Okay, sure, smart person. I see what you're going for. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff here. Let me show you the thing I want to show you first. So it has a booklet. Always comes with a booklet. Apparently the 4K UHD is really nice in contrast to the Blu-ray. Like the Dolby Vision kick makes it a lot better. Thanks Blu-ray.com for that review. So you get a booklet, which, oh, there's a shark. A couple of essays and production credits. Oh, there's merchandising ideas. I'm sorry, merchandising and marketing ideas? What the fuck? You can buy toy sharks. They were really trying to capitalize out of this. Posters and illustrations and stuff. I think there's storyboard elements as well. Yeah, there is this storyboard stuff. So, and then you get the essays. Yeah, I've never seen this. I've seen the famous clip from it. Who hasn't seen the famous clip? Okay, so the last 2 pages, about the presentation of production credits. Now, it stipulates, where was it in particular? I like how it credits David Mackenzie from Fidelity in Motion for the UHD and Blu-ray offering. I've heard that Fidelity in Motion is one of the best ones to go with. So director approved 4K UHD. It's got an Atmos mix of 5.1, which is the original 5.1 from Warner Brothers. So below special thanks, it has a red text section which says, "We wish to acknowledge that this release is one of the last that will include a contribution by the late film critic Lee Gamin, whose memory will live on in his contagious love of film and commentary tracks such as that with screenwriter Duncan Kennedy, which exists because Lee helped make it happen." That kind of makes it sound like Lee's actually on the commentary. I can't imagine he would be a big prominent part of it. Like, it might just be he asks questions and Duncan Kennedy, the screenwriter, answers the questions. That's happened a couple of times with some commentaries. But yeah, the fact that it had that credit, and I was like, does it actually tell you that? And I had to go through Ken's video, Mid-Level Media. He had an unboxing video, and he very, very poorly framed this last page, and it did my fucking head in. But I was able to see enough of a pause to see that there was that body of text that specifically referenced that Lee had worked on it. Whether it was just producing the commentary or if there was something else. Because it only says brand new audio commentary by screenwriter Duncan Kennedy, so it doesn't actually stipulate that Lee worked on it. Which is where I was confused, because I was like, did Lee actually work on this, or did he not? But apparently he did to more of a degree, which is just really nice, and again, really great of Arrow to credit them. This is the last one that he's worked on for them. So, yeah. I've flipped it over to the original artwork. Bigger, smarter, faster, meaner. I feel like Lee would have still enjoyed this film to some degree. He wouldn't have loved the CGI stuff. He hates CGI. He hated CGI. But he loved, and this is a 1999 film, he basically didn't care for basically any films post-1997, but he liked eco-horror films. Anything that was animals taking revenge on people, it was in his book. Probably literally in his book. He wrote a book on eco-horror. So, yeah, I don't think I'm up to that part in his book, so, because I know I read about Jaws and whatnot, he probably talked about this. I wouldn't be surprised. You get your art cards. This is actually a postcard version where it says, "Greetings from Aquatica." That looks tantalizing. Nothing compares to the taste of fresh seafood. This is a very amusing set. You get another one, which is actually a portrait one for there, but it has a landscape. Come in, the water's great. Man, oh man, oh man. And then it has a mini poster for Fistful of Dollars, which of course has now been released on 4K, which I'm going to get the standard version. So if anyone's ever wondered, hey Julian, why don't you have the limited editions of the Dollars trilogy? Because I'm waiting for the standard versions. I didn't want to spend over $75 each, only for all of them to be cancelled. I've seen all the issues, and I ended up. It encouraged me to watch my old Blu-rays, and I'm like, my old Blu-rays look great. I don't need the upgrade, but I'll get it if it's cheaper, and it will be cheaper when they come out in a couple months' time. So and then to top it off, obviously the artwork for the set. It's nice artwork. It's a really nice looking set for a film that almost feels like a cult shark film. And you get your big poster, original poster, and the newly done artwork. So, yeah. Anyway, jump to the next part, and then we'll wrap this up. Next up, we have 3 more from Rare Waves, which it's Friday now that I'm filming this. I expected at least 2 of these to come in, and 3 of them came in, which is great. I don't like that Rare Waves ships everything in separate packages, and the last one I ordered shipped 5 days after these ones, so I don't expect it till the middle of next week, which is really annoying. Hopefully it comes in on Monday. They're not tracked, so I don't know, but hopefully it does, because I want to include it in this video. We got Sky High. This one's a childhood favorite of mine. It was like $10 on their website, $10 to $15. It's actually surprisingly weighty for a very standard release. I don't think it comes with anything extra. Bonus features just says movie showcase, alternate opening, breaking down the walls, the stunts of Sky High, and seamless menus. Because seamless menus are what we're looking for when it comes to a Blu-ray. I've always loved this film. It's a childhood favorite. I've had the DVD since I was a kid, and I've never seen it in HD. I might have watched it once on Disney Plus in HD, but to my knowledge, I haven't. So I'm like, look, I'll buy a Blu-ray. It's cheap. It'll probably never get a restoration or 4K release or anything, despite it being a really good superhero film. So yeah, I don't know. It was when Disney cashed in on the teen superhero film during the big 2000s boom of superhero films, but it's actually really fun, and again, one of the few teen movies that I actually enjoy. So, yeah, and again, it's only like, 90-something minutes? 99 minutes. It's fun. It's a fun little thing. Bruce Campbell's in it. That was like one of my first introductions to him, and he's fantastic, so, yeah. what's his name again? Like, it's something Boomer, which sounds a kind of more hilarious than a modern standard, given we call old people boomers. But it's just, what do you call, like, Coach Boomer? Because he does, like, a sonic boom with his voice. Anyway, it's also just a film about acceptance on, like, multiple levels. It's really good. Driller Killer from Arrow Video. This is the 2-disc DVD Blu-ray edition. This is the original artwork. They do have an alternate artwork which matches the disc. This is an Abel Ferreira film. I don't think I've seen any of his films yet. He did, as it says here, Miss 45, Bad Lieutenant. Oh, Welcome to New York. I've seen that one. Fucking classic. And of course, there's Driller Killer, which I've been wanting to watch for quite a few years now. But this is a 4K restoration, director approved of from the original camera negative, of both the theatrical cut and the pre-release version, so it's got 2 different cuts. One's 101 minutes, one's 96 minutes. It has a good selection of special features as well, with like 2 different aspect ratios, like 185 to 1 and 137 to 1, mono audio commentary with the director and star Abel Ferreira, so I guess he's also an actor. Recorded for this release, moderated by Brad Stevens. There's a couple interviews. There's also a video essay by Alexandra Helenicolas, who's a friend of mine, so that's great. She's also worked on the new Arrow release of Miss 45, which was just announced a couple weeks ago, so that's great. I was wondering why it was such a big deal that that was a part of it, but it's because she's the author of Cultography's Miss 45, so she's done a whole book talking about Ferreira's work, and this is a video essay talking about a visual essay guide to the films and career of Ferreira by Alexandra Helenicolas. She's great. She's in it. She did a new documentary called 1,000 Women Horror, or at least she's in it based on her book. She's in Chain Reactions doco about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I watched the other night with a Q&A with her, and she's fantastic, so I'm keen, very keen, very, very keen. And then the last for this clip we have High Noon. I've been wanting to buy this on 4K for a long time, despite the fact that I've never seen the fucking movie. My dad has it on DVD, and I was like, I could watch it on DVD, but I got it for a decent price? Rare Waves, okay. So, this was not cheap. This one was $56. I thought it was a lot cheaper. The one that's coming in next week was $36. Driller Killer was $25, same as Police Squad, $25, and Sky High was $8.99. So, yeah, but I think it was because High Noon, I didn't want to order it directly from Eureka, which I could have done that, but Outrun had it for like $70 or something, and I was like, I might as well just get it from here. Maybe they had it for $60, but still. It is the UHD limited edition release. Comes with this yellow sleeve, which I'm not huge on. Like, it stands out, you know, it's striking visuals and whatnot. Nothing on the other side, which is unusual for a spine to only be one-sided. That never really happens. Usually it's double-sided. However, a noteworthy thing is the artwork on the inside. Really nice, because it's only a 1-disc, just the UHD. But I like my Westerns, and Grace Kelly, Gary Cooper, you can't go wrong. Black and white and red, which is really interesting. So, yeah. I'm going with the black and white because I think it's more striking visually, like that. Oh, wrong side. That looks really nice. That still looks really nice as well. It pops with the oranges and stuff as well, so it gives you some good variation, obviously, because it's a black case. You can't see the alternate one, so it's a choice. It really is a choice, and it also comes with a booklet as well, which is basically what makes it limited edition. It only stipulates on the back of the slip that it's a special Ultra HD edition in Dolby Vision with HDR10 from a 4K digital restoration, some audio commentaries, a bunch of some video essays and some interviews, a documentary making of. None of that stuff I had on my dad's DVD. My dad's DVD, I'm pretty sure, was just the film. And a limited edition booklet featuring the original short story The Tin Star by John W. Cunningham, a 1974 essay by screenwriter Carl Foreman, and a retrospective review from 1986 by Richard Combs. So it actually comes with a short story. That's pretty nice. It's quite pricey again for this kind of a film, but for this kind of a film, it's an 85-minute long Western that's in black and white in 4K, which I can only imagine would look exceptional. I believe it's in 4x3 at 137:1. Disappointing that there's no Blu-ray disc, but again, given it's Eureka, all the special features from whatever old Blu-ray they probably had is ported onto this. Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's really good, so I can't go wrong with that. And I do like westerns, and I do like Grace Kelly and Gary Cooper, so yeah. Anyway, alright, so we got 4 more. The last one from Rare Wave still isn't here yet, but I've actually ordered some things from JB, and I've got a box set coming from eBay. So I guess that'll be for next week's video, which I think will be a nicer highlight, especially for a certain someone that I know who would appreciate that I bought a certain Blu-ray. Anyway, I got 3 from Facebook. We got Black Dynamite, one of those... what do they call it? Satirical blaxploitation films. I've never seen it, but I've been wanting to for a long time. Phil and Katie have a DVD copy, but I got this for a particular reason. Both because it's actually region A, which is interesting, but, you know, filmmaker cast and commentary, making a featurette, Comic-Con experience, deleted and alternate scenes. It's got one of those locking things on it, which is very unaccustomed. And then just a picture of the cast on the inside, which is nice. I like blaxploitation, I like satire, I can take them both, that's great. The person also had this, which was season 1 of the animated show, which I've also never seen. This is 10 episodes, I believe it's all regions, it's Adult Swim, but there's nothing stipulating that it's different regions. It's nice, you know, you get a slipcover, which tells you Black Dynamite Season 1. I know that there is a Season 2, the person who I bought them from didn't have Season 2, unfortunately. You get a nice wraparound image on the inside, and some artwork, and it's obviously one of those really cheap cases, so having a slip is pretty good. You have this little pamphlet, which says oh, well, I'm not going to say that, but it does tell you what the episodes and special features are, which is nice. Nice little thing, special features, making of, video commentaries by the cast and crew, and the pilot, because the pilot came out like a year earlier. It's interesting how they've got 2 titles for each episode, like Just Beat It or Jackson 5 Across Your Eyes, Bullhorn Nights or Murder She Throats. I wonder if that's like a reference to Police Squad, which I'm pretty sure I also had in this episode, where they also have, each episode has 2 actual names. So, yeah. It was just nice, you know. I had seen one clip from this on one of those Instagram reels or something the other day, and I'm like, man, that's really fun. So the fact that this one person had them for like $25 each, I was like, hey, that's pretty good. And they also had Soldier for $25 as well. This one's not easy to find on Blu-ray anymore. I wanted to find it a couple months ago when I did my Paul W.S. Anderson review, and it was just impossible to find a cheap copy of. But this does come with a commentary by the director and Jeremy Bolt and co-star Jason Isaacs, 3 people who you always expect, to some degree, working on a Paul W.S. Anderson film. This is a fun enough movie on its own. I enjoyed it. It's one of those rare films for me where it was released the same day I was born, which no other film obviously is like that, because this is the only film that was released on that exact date. It's like the 23rd in America, but the 24th for Australia. Either way. At least the night it premiered or some shit. But that's cool. Like, that's the official date, and now I have it. And I did like the film, and I had to rent it from Apple TV when I first watched it. But it's an interesting, technically in the universe of Blade Runner film. Kurt Russell's good. It's a fun action film. It's kind of like, I feel like I was going to say it's kind of like Predator, but there's definitely a different film that it's like, says, it's high def assault that's Rambo, Death Wish, and Dirty Harry in space. It isn't, but he's a soldier who gets replaced by, you know, he's a soldier bred from birth to be a soldier. Actually, I don't even know if he's bred for it. I think him and his crew are all kidnapped, and there's an opposing leader who, like, genetically modifies people, and he has to go up against them. And he ends up getting kicked out because he's, you know, not as perfect as the genetically modified people. And then the army's using the genetically modified people to wipe out different planets, like to go planet by planet to just eradicate all life on them and whatever. And he happens to be on one of those planets. So it's him against the whole army, and it's pretty fun. Good cast, good stuff. I'd suggest it. It's pretty fun. And then, of course, we have our lucky last film, which is No, it's not the Toxic Avenger, but I did see this in IMAX, that's why I got this. Wow. Wow, it's like a completely different person. Oh my god. No, I saw Toxic Avenger, the new one, in IMAX, courtesy of MIFF, Melbourne International Film Festival, and Umbrella, the people who were there, because they handed those out to everyone, basically. Me and my mate, Guy, went from one film at 3 o'clock at the Astor to this film at 9 o'clock, so we were there for quite a few hours before it started. There was another film we could have watched, but we decided to just be like, nah, we'll go get dinner instead. And also we had to drive into the city, which is awful. Luckily, I got him to drive, because I was like, I'm going to leave my car parked at the Astor and get the train back later tonight. I don't care if I get back at, like, after midnight, which I did. So, either way, went to the movie, had fun, saw some people there who I recognized and realized, oh, they're from Umbrella, because the film is produced by Umbrella, or at least distributed by Umbrella. I imagine distributed is the right phrase, because it had Umbrella's logo on the movie. And one of them, Ben, who runs one of their socials, came by after the movie and was asking people to do if they want to do a quick review, which I guess that they'll do a montage thing for. They did it for one of the Terrify films as well. One of my mates, Lachlan, was in the Terrify video, and apparently they were handing out, according to Lachlan, they were handing out Blu-rays, but they didn't have any more Blu-rays by the time they got around to interviewing him. So, of course, they interviewed me, and they had a heap of Blu-rays, so I chose this one. You could choose whatever you wanted, and the guy who was in the Toxie mask, because there was like 3 of the guys there, actually suggested this one. I was going to go with a different film, but I hadn't really thought about it. I was too busy trying to get my opinions into a video, which probably will be awful, but hey, I'm going to be on one of their videos, hopefully, assuming that they actually use the footage of me in it. We'll see. It'll be cool. But Ben was nice. I've met him before. He was running the Umbrella booth at the Astor Movie Market, and he remembered me from that, because I had to specifically get a Monkey Shine set, and he was really cool about it, because obviously I was one of the vendors there, so I was able to get it before this whole thing started. He's cool. Either way, his mate, or colleague in this case, who was wearing the Toxie mask, suggested this set, because this is actually 4 films. This is the FP collection, which I thought kind of suited the tone of the Toxie films, because these are like B-movie, sci-fi action films, which is like exactly what the Toxic Avenger is like. And you can tell it's number 8 of 950. It's an all-region set, 2.0 DTS HD master audio. They all have a runtime of 83, 89, 69, and 74 minutes each, as well as each one comes with a commentary, some kind of behind-the-scenes or making of, and then an extra video talking about it. Obviously, as you can see there, it's a lot of stuff, including, like, I don't think there's any video essays on there. There's music videos, there's commercials, interesting. There's, again, audio commentaries for each one, which is great. Just a bunch of... Oh, there's a Lego edition. It's a bunch of stuff. So, I'm keen to dive into that, but of course you get your slipcover, which is nice. Interestingly black on the back, isn't it? Take the sleeve off and you get your standard version underneath, which is obviously when I realized it was a DDR thing, which also still stipulates the special features as well. And if I take out that sleeve, it's just, yeah, not obviously much difference in terms of the sleeve. It just gets rid of the MA signal thingy. And we got disc number 1, which is the FP and FP2 Beats of Rage, and disc number 2, which is FP3 Escape from Baco, and FP for EVs. Anyway, yeah. That kind of seemed... An ancient game becomes a deadly sport. Ancient, because I think it's set in like an alternate future or some dystopian stuff. Anyway, that's all. I'll be back next week with the rest of the other stuff that I got, and we'll go from there. Thanks, it's been a long one, so let's speed it through. See you kids next time. Adios.